And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. This is from the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 1, from Webster's Bible Translation. Welcome to our video on astrology chart revelations for Our Lady of Fatima for 3 shepherd children's 5th apparition of Blessed Virgin Mary in Fatima, Portugal for September 13th, 1917, which originally occurred on the 13th of the month of September 1917, where there were reported to be somewhere between 20,000 and 30,000 bystanders praying the rosary, although some reports indicate even more observers. Now, some indicate that there were more observers who were present to witness atmospheric phenomena as were attributed to the equivalent to the earlier apparitions. By this time in 1917, there were many secular people and atheists as well who were ridiculing the 3 child seers and telling jokes about the bystanders who were witnessing the apparitions of Our Lady of Fatima. Nevertheless, a great number of observers gathered to see the September 13th visitation at the Cova da Iria back in 1917. Now, please see our video entitled Astrology Chart September 13, 2018, Fatima 101 Anniversary 5th Apparition, Horoscope and Zodiac Angels. That's the title for 101st Anniversary in the 2018 Astrology Chart. Okay, so we have that prepared for you as well. Now, first, our disclaimer. Watching this video or reading this document is an act of spiritual willpower, and any such action is considered magic. High magic should be used with all mindfulness, since powerful forces of manifestation are unleashed. This is intended exclusively for entertainment purposes. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. If you'd like to learn how to contact me for a spiritual consultation or psychic astrology, please visit my website at www.readingsbyrosemary.com. This is a Readings by Rosemary angelic transmission. Our Lady appeared to the 3 shepherd children for a 5th time on September 13, 1917, making September 13, 2018 the 101st anniversary of many miracles performed by Our Lady of Fatima. According to Catholic Catechism, the 3 children, Shepherdess Lucia Santos, Shepherdess Jacinta Marto, and her brother Shepherd Francisco Marto were at Cova da Iria, which was the selected location on the 13th of September in 1917, which was the appointed day where the Blessed Mother had instructed them to visit for Our Lady of Fatima's 5th visitation to these 3 children seers. The numerous bystanders reported that the atmosphere became suddenly and notably cooler, with the sun dimming to the point that the evening stars could then be seen. A beautiful rain shower began, which was said to be similar to a light snow or soft glimmering petals that were visible until they touched the earth. On this occasion, the witnesses accounted seeing a luminous globe transiting gradually and regally through the sky from the direction of the east towards the west. Now, as the apparition came to its finale in the shimmering orb, it then traveled in an opposing direction. The 3 shepherd children seers then stated that they witnessed a light which acted as a herald to the immediate appearance of Our Lady of Fatima above the familiar holm oak tree. Lucia's writings about the communication between the 3 seers and Our Lady of Fatima is reported to have progressed thusly. Lucia requested of Our Lady of Fatima, quote, "What do you want of me?" unquote. Our Lady of Fatima instructed the 3 shepherd children seers, quote, "Continue to pray the rosary every day to obtain the end of the war. In October, our Lord will also come, as well as Our Lady of Sorrows and Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Saint Joseph will appear with the child Jesus to bless the world. God is pleased with your sacrifices, but He does not want you to sleep with the ropes. Wear them only during the day," unquote. The children had been wearing cords around their waists as a sacrifice for sinners. Lucia then asked Our Lady of Fatima, quote, "They have requested me to ask you for many things, for the cure of some sick persons, of a little girl who is a deaf mute," unquote. Our Lady of Fatima then replied, quote, "Yes, she will improve within the year," unquote. Lucia supplicated again, quote, and about the conversions that some persons have requested and a cure for other sick ones, unquote. Our Lady responded, quote, I will cure some, others not. In October, I will perform a miracle for all to believe, unquote. After this, Our Lady of Fatima began rising up, and then she disappeared in the same manner as she had previously, at which point Lucia said to the crowd of bystanders, quote, if you wish to see her, look, unquote. Again, these are the teachings of Catholic Catechism instructors. Now let's take a look at this astrology chart that I've prepared for you, focused on September 13th, 1917, which was the fifth apparition of Our Lady of Fatima in the country of Portugal, where 3 shepherd children returned as Our Lady instructed them. So we're going to go over the astrology chart for back in 1917. And this is the astrology for major aspects of 7 ancient planets on September 13th, 1917 in Fatima, Portugal. BST, fifth apparition of Our Lady of Fatima, are as follows. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in a bit for you to see the chart more clearly, and we're also going to dim the lights a bit so that, again, you can see the preparation of the chart more clearly. It'll be a little easier for you to see it here. But we don't want to make it too dark. We'll make it just so you can see the colors and the writing here. Okay, here we go. Now, okay, so back in 1917, on September 13th, okay, the sun was in Virgo, the sun of Virgo the Virgin at 20 degrees, 4 minutes in 10th horoscope house of social standing and fame. Planetary Archangel Michael visits dwelling of Zodiac Angel Hamaliel. So we have the sun in the sign of Virgo the Virgin. All right. The moon was in Leo at 17 degrees, 40 minutes in 9th horoscope house of life path meaning. And the planetary archangel Gabriel visits habitation of Zodiac Angel Virchiel. So we had the moon here in the sign of Leo, the lion. Okay, on that day in 1917, on September 13th, again the fifth apparition of Our Lady of Fatima's original appearance in 1917. Now, the planet Mercury on that day was retrograde, but the planet Mercury here was in the sign of Libra. It was retrograde in the sign of Libra at 0 degrees, 54 minutes in 11th horoscope house of friends and reputation. Planetary Archangel Raphael visits abode of Zodiac Angel Zuriel. So we have Mercury, the planet Mercury, retrograde in the sign of Libra, the scales, the balancing scales. Okay, Mercury retrograde in Libra on that day, 0 degrees, 54 minutes. Now, we had the planet Venus was also in Libra, the planet Venus in the sign of Libra, the scales, at 26 degrees, 19 minutes, and 12th horoscope house of spirituality. Planetary Archangel Anael visits dwelling of Zodiac Angel Zuriel. Venus in Libra, the scales, planet Venus. Now, Mars was in Leo on that day. We have the planet Mars in the sign of Leo, the lion, at 0 degrees, 37 minutes, in 9th horoscope house of life path meaning. Planetary seraphim Samael visits habitation of Zodiac Angel Virchiel. We have Mars in the sign of Leo, the lion, on that day. Jupiter in Gemini. Planet Jupiter was in Gemini here. Planet Jupiter in Gemini at 11 degrees, 1 minute in 7th horoscope house of law and commitment. Planetary Archangel Sachiel visits abode of Zodiac Angel Umbriel. So on that day in 1917, September 13th, we had Jupiter in the sign of Gemini, the twins. The sign of Gemini, the twins. The planet Saturn was in the sign of Leo, the lion, at 10 degrees, 1 minute. In 9th horoscope house of life path meaning, planetary archangel Cassiel visits abode of Zodiac Angel Virtue. We've got Saturn in Leo, again at 10 degrees, 1 minute in 9th horoscope house. On that day, Saturn in the sign of Leo, the lion. All right? Now, significant aspects of 7 ancient planets on September 13th, 1917 are as follows. The sun was square Jupiter. So the sun was square Jupiter. The sun in Virgo was square Jupiter in Gemini on that day. All right? The moon was conjunct Saturn. So we have the moon that was conjunct Saturn both in Leo. Okay, Mercury was sextile Mars. We have the planet Mercury was sextile the planet Mars. That's that green line. Okay, we have the green lines represent the sextile aspect. Okay, so again, Mercury sextile Mars. We have Mercury in Libra, green line sextile Mars in Leo. Okay, we have Venus square Mars. We have the planet Venus square, planet Venus up here square Mars. So Venus in Libra square Mars in Leo. Okay, so that's that red line. Okay, the red line. And we have, on that day, we had, in 1917, September 13th, we had Mars sextile Mercury. We have the planet Mars, the green line sextile Mercury. Mars in Leo sextile Mercury in Libra. Remember, Mercury was retrograde on that day also. So we had Mars square Venus. So the planet Mars was square the planet Venus. Mars in Leo was square Venus in Libra. That's the red line there. Okay. We had Jupiter square the Sun. So we had the planet Jupiter in Gemini square the Sun in Virgo on that red line. Jupiter square the Sun. We had Jupiter sextile Saturn. Jupiter, the green line, sextile Saturn. Jupiter in Gemini, sextile Saturn in Leo on that green line. Okay, Jupiter sextile Saturn. Saturn was conjunct the moon. Planet Saturn was conjunct the moon. So we have Saturn and the moon both in Leo. Yeah, Saturn conjunct moon and Saturn sextile Jupiter. We had Saturn sextile the green line, sextile Jupiter, Saturn in Leo, sextile the green line, Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter in Gemini. Now, the Hebrew calendar associations and Zodiac, remember the Hebrew word for Zodiac is Mazaroth. The placements for the planets are as follows. September 13th, 1917 occurred on the 26th of Elul in the Hebrew year 5677. Now, please understand that if you study the Chinese alchemy, internal energy alchemy, you will find, there's many books on it, especially a lot of books by Mantak Chia, you can discover that all the planets that are inside and outside of you in Kabbalah, it's all the same thing. Chinese alchemy and Kabbalah, it's all the same thing. People just use different languages, okay, but it's all the same thing. So the Chinese teaching is that the planets are inside you and the planets are outside you. Again, study Mantak Chia. We've in other videos shown you some books that we have regarding this very thing, regarding the I Ching and Kabbalah. And also referenced in many of our previous videos years ago about Mantak Chia and all how these inner alchemy and the outer alchemy as within so without. It's all the monad, so that you understand these are all internal realms, okay? As within so without. Now, the sun called Hama, the sun Hama, there's different names for the sun, but right now we're using Hama. Now in Virgo, the sun, the Hebrew name of the sun Hama they called it an ancient planet, the sun and the moon. In Virgo, the constellation that is the Hebrew constellation for Virgo, not the month, the constellation, the Hebrew constellation is Betula. So we have the sun Hama in Virgo or Betula. So we have Hama in Betula or Betula. And moon Lavana in Leo. Okay, we have moon Lavana and moon Lavana in Leo, Ari. Lavana in Ari. Mercury is called Kokav or Kokab. B and V are interchangeable in Hebrew. Mercury or Kokav here in the sign of Libra, which is Moz Naim. So Kokav in the constellation of Moz Naim. Venus, Noga. Planet Venus, Noga in Libra, Moz Naim. Noga in Moz Naim. We have Mars in Leo. We have Mars the Hebrew word is Ma'adim in Leo, Ari. So we have Ma'adim in Ari. See, we have Jupiter, Zedek in Gemini, Thummim, Zedek in Thummim, and we have Saturn, planet Saturn, Shabbatai in Leo, Ari. Shabbatai in Ari. So this is how it was on September 13th, back in 1917. Information found in this document is based on the oral tradition known as Kabbalah, taught to me by Rosicrucian clergy when I was but a young girl, the facts of which I've committed to memory. Thank you for joining us. Please join us again.